Have you ever fell asleep in a really random place?
I once fell asleep in a field.
While reading my book on the bus, I fell asleep and the book fell on my face.
I once fell asleep at school.
I fell asleep upside down on a park bench.
Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Katie, and we're here from Rotherham's Early Help service, and we're here to talk about sleep, resting and napping. This is the first of 5 short videos funded by Public Health, which talk about sleep issues, how we get to sleep, what stops you from sleeping, and ultimately how we can help you get the best night's sleep possible. Sleeping is something we all need to do, but do we get enough?
The videos will include this introduction, the right environment for getting to sleep, sleepy foods, and where to get more help.
We've asked some of the young people of Rotherham to help us help you. So let's get started.
How much sleep do you get each night? Is it the same amount every night? I bet you can't guess how much sleep a 10, 11, 12-year-old might need to function well during the day.
I get like 8 hours of sleep and my parents get 7.
I think someone my age get 8.5 hours sleep.
I get 9 hours of sleep and my parents do the same. I get 9 hours of sleep and my parents get 12.
I reckon somebody my age should have about 7 hours sleep.
10 hours. That means if you wake up at 7 a.m, you need to go to bed at 9 p.m. Has that shocked you? Babies can need up to 14 hours, whereas adults need a bit less at 8 hours. As you reach your teenage years, you probably need about 9 hours of sleep.
Really?
Are you serious? What? No way!
If you are getting less than this, then we hope this video will give you some tips on how to get to sleep, to stay asleep through the night. Your goal is to now try and get 10 hours of sleep, but it might take a while. Together we can do this.
I brush my teeth and then I'll do my diamond pin and then I'll go to bed. I go brush my teeth, do my skincare, then do my bed and then go to sleep. I brush my teeth and then go to sleep. I climb up on bed, move all my teddies around to how I can put them, and move my blanket and then watch some series with my sisters and then go to sleep.
In this section, we're going to talk about what we can do before bed to help us settle to sleep. We will talk about what foods help you sleep, what your bedroom needs to look like, what is a good bedtime routine, and how long should it take you to get ready for bed. Did you know that the hour before going to bed is the most important time for you to start winding down? This can help you get good quality sleep, but what can we do to help our bodies and our brains? Well, before we go to sleep, it is really important that we aren't hungry. Did you know there are some magic foods that will help you get a good night's sleep? Porridge, bananas, cherries, and even dairy products. So we know what they say about cheese is not true. It does not give you nightmares, so don't worry about having a slice of cheese before bed. Some foods are not so good to have before bed as they can keep us awake. Section 4 in another video covers diet in more detail, but caffeine and sugary drinks will give you more energy and wake you up. It is not a good idea to have those before bedtime. Sugary drinks such as coffee, tea and coke, sugary snacks and greasy foods are best avoided the hour before bed.
That's not fair!
So, I have a little quiz for you all. Are you ready? Question number 1. Is exercise good before bed?
It's good to exercise, but not before bed, otherwise you'll have too much energy when you try to fall asleep.
Because it increases our heart rate and gives us more energy. Exercise is important and you should exercise every day, but exercise is best in the morning or in the afternoon and not close to bedtime. Question number 2. Is playing a computer game before bed a good idea?
Avoid gaming 45 minutes before you go to bed.
The light from the screen can stop us falling to sleep. The light will tell your body that it's daytime and stop your body from producing melatonin, the sleepy hormone. Question number 3. Is being on your phone before bed a good idea?
Try not to go on your phone 45 minutes before going to sleep.
Make sure you have your blue light filter on.
Don't watch telly before bed because there's a blue light which shines in your eyes.
Again, the blue light will stop your body from producing the sleepy hormone, and it's a good idea to leave your phone out of reach, or even better, in a separate room and on silent while you sleep so you're not tempted to look at it. But you might say, I need my phone for my alarm. Well, I'm sure you can get a cheap alarm clock from somewhere else. But what if I miss something? Well, a solution for this might be to pick a better time to catch up with your messages, all the gossip, Instagram, Snapchat. Just set yourself a good cut-off time. Is it a good idea to do a mindful activity before bed?
Sometimes before I go to bed, I like to listen to music to calm the nerves.
Before I go to bed, I always read for half an hour.
I like writing before I go to bed because it gets things off my mind.
Relax your mind and do an activity that makes you chilled. Fill in your head with something that stops you thinking about your worries. You could do yoga, you could do some colouring, you could read, you could do crafts, jigsaws, playing with cards, or listening to calming music. All of this stuff can help you switch off from your busy day and relax your mind. Is it a good idea to sleep in the dark? Yes. The dark helps to let our bodies know that it is bedtime and helps us produce that sleepy hormone melatonin.
I close the curtains before I go to bed so it's nice and dark.
Or we could use a blackout lining to stop the light shining through. You could position your bed in the darkest spot of the room, and you could also wear an eye mask. What will happen if we don't get 10 hours of sleep, I hear you cry? When we don't get enough sleep, our bodies cry out to us, but we may not realise it is sleep that we need.
When I don't sleep, I get angry.
When I don't sleep enough, I'm tired and mardy.
What? What was the question? Oh, when I don't sleep, I lose concentration.
Every human has a basic need. If you are thirsty, you have a drink. If you are hungry, you have a snack like an apple. If you need the toilet, you go to the nearest one as quickly as you can. But realising we are tired is not that easy. Are you struggling at school? Are you easily distracted? Are you feeling low and grumpy? Do you snap at people easily? Do you feel like you've got no energy? Do you avoid joining in with activities? Do you get ill a lot? Do you yawn a lot? If you have answered yes to any of these questions, then you might be a bit sleep deprived. The best solution is to try and get as much more sleep as you can. So this will help turn your answers from yes into no.
I used to sleepwalk when I was younger.
My friend used to sleep with his eyes open.
My cousin sits up in her sleep with her eyes open.
This section of the video will be about sleep disorders. A sleep disorder involves problems with the quality, timing and amount of sleep, which result in daytime distress and impairment in functioning. Sleep-wake disorders often occur along with medical conditions or other mental health things, such as depression, anxiety or cognitive disorders. Around 30% of children have a sleep problem. It's important to know you're not alone. On average, a teen needs 9 to 9.5 hours of sleep per night. Sleep helps to fuel your brain and your body. Teens need more sleep because their bodies and minds are growing quickly. Scientific research shows that many teens do not get enough sleep. To be at your best, you need between 8 and 10 hours of sleep every day. Sleep disorders consist of sleepwalking, sleep apnea, snoring, insomnia, nightmares and narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy. Fear of narwhals.
I think narcolepsy is something to do with your brain and having seizures.
Narcolepsy? Isn't that someone who snitches on prisoners?
Is it something to do with seizures?
Narcolepsy is a rare long-term brain condition that causes a person to suddenly fall asleep at inappropriate times. With narcolepsy, the brain is unable to regulate sleeping and waking patterns normally. Narcolepsy does not cause serious or long-term physical health problems, but it can have a significant impact on daily life and be difficult to cope with emotionally. If you or your family are worried about narcolepsy or any symptoms that are causing daytime sleepiness, please see your GP. Sleepwalking can be funny to others, but this can be serious for the sleepwalker. A sleepwalker can show signs of semi-purposeful movements. They might be clumsy, they might have their eyes open, they may have a glassy stare and a bit bizarre behaviour. Here's a funny sleepwalking story. It took a passerby to notice there was a body curled up on the counterweight of a crane in South London. The man called for help and a fireman scaled the crane to find a snoozing 15-year-old girl. It's crazy what the body will do when you're not even conscious. Here are some common myths around sleepwalking. Sleepwalking is not associated with epilepsy. Sleepwalkers are not acting out dreams, and sleepwalking is not the cause of emotional harm. Sleepwalking may be triggered by any cause of sleep disturbance. It may become worsened by a change of habit or sleep deprivation. If sleepwalking is a concern, avoid waking the sleepwalker and just guide them back to bed. Sleepwalking may be more of a concern if it continues into adolescence, or if you fear you're in danger to yourself or others, or if it's causing disruption and anxiety to other members of the family home. If this is the case, please go and speak to your GP or a trusted adult. This next disorder we will discuss is sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is when your breathing stops and starts while you sleep. The most common type is called obstructive sleep apnea. This can lead to a fall in your oxygen levels and sleep disturbance. It's the big fear for parents that their child will stop breathing. This can cause serious medical concerns such as failure to grow, heart failure, educational and behavioural problems. The signs and symptoms of sleep apnea are snoring, gasps and obstructions, increased breathing, witnessed apnea, restlessness or sweaty, early morning headaches, being difficult to rouse, tiredness, challenging behaviour or concentration problems. If this is the case, please go and speak to your GP as soon as possible.
It's me, basically.
My family, my dad snores the loudest.
My family, my dog snores the loudest.
In my family, my gran snores the loudest.
In my family, my sister snores the loudest.
In my house, it's my uncle because my uncle snores like my sister, my mum, my dad and my brother, my mum and my brother.
Lots of children snore. In most cases, you don't need to worry about it. If you're concerned about your child snoring, it's a good idea to see your GP. To reduce snoring, encourage your child to sleep on their side rather than their back. Insomnia in children can begin at any time, from infancy right through to adolescence, and in some cases it can develop into a long-term problem. Insomnia means that you regularly have problems sleeping. It usually gets better by changing your sleeping habits. Signs that you have insomnia are: you might find it hard to go to sleep. You might wake up several times during the night. You might just lie awake at night. You might wake up early and you can't get back to sleep. Or you might still feel tired after waking up. You may find it hard to nap during the day even though you're tired. And you might feel tired and irritable, and you might find it difficult to concentrate during the day because you're tired. If you have insomnia for a short time, less than 3 months, it's called short-term insomnia. Insomnia that lasts for 3 months or longer is called long-term insomnia. You'll need to go with a trusted adult to see your GP to gain more support. Everyone can have nightmares, but for a young person, this can be really distressing. This can lead to being afraid to go back to sleep. Nightmares are very common for teenagers. Stress, anxiety or tension during the day often cause the bad dreams that teenagers have at night. Trouble at school, conflict or tension at home can also contribute to nightmares. Young people need to seek comfort and be consoled by a trusted adult. If you feel you may have any of these sleep disorders, you must contact your GP. Your GP may refer you to the NHS Sheffield Sleep Services for further testing and the right support, and that will help your sleep hygiene.
My parents don't let me have coffee before bed because they know what it does.
You shouldn't drink water before bed.
Energy drinks are full of caffeine and they'll keep you up at night.
Coffee, energy, or any other pot.
It is not a good idea to drink a lot of water before you go to bed because it will disturb your sleep.
You can't drink like fizzy pop or all those kind of stuff like tea and coffee.
Diet and nutrition can greatly affect the quality of your sleep, and certain foods and drinks can make it easier or harder to get to sleep. Let's talk about the science around why our diet is an important part of our sleep hygiene. Melatonin is a hormone that occurs naturally in your body. It helps control your sleep patterns. Melatonin is a hormone primarily increased by the pineal gland in our brain at night. Some foods actually contain natural melatonin, which improves sleep due to you getting some increased melatonin. Dairy products make great sleepy foods. Foods such as yogurts, milk, and cheese all contain melatonin. This is why calcium is very soothing and can help reduce the feelings of stress. So it's true that a warm mug of milk can help you to fall asleep. I was brought up believing in that old wives' tale that you can't eat cheese before bed because it gives you nightmares, or you can't eat bananas before bed because they lay heavy on your stomach.
If you're ever hungry before bed, eat a banana. They help you sleep.
Bananas are an excellent source of magnesium and potassium, which helps to relax muscles. They also contain melatonin. Blend 1 banana with a cup of milk or soy milk to make a bedtime smoothie. Other sleepy foods that contain melatonin are plain porridge, non-sugary cereal such as Weetabix and cherries. Now, foods to avoid. Avoiding anything containing caffeine is very important, and now we will talk about why that is. Caffeine is a stimulant that stimulates the central nervous system, causing increased alertness. Caffeine gives most people a temporary energy boost and improves mood.
I'd say about an hour.
Probably shouldn't eat 30 minutes before I go to bed.
2 hours, so your food has time to settle in your stomach.
Like an hour before bed.
Caffeine is found in food such as chocolate and drinks such as tea, coffee, and energy drinks. Sugar-filled foods are not helpful either, so biscuits, sugary cereal, sweets, and cakes should all be avoided 1 hour before bedtime.
Coffee slows down your melatonin, which makes you not able to sleep. And the thing that makes you not able to sleep is caffeine.
Caffeine can have a disruptive effect on your sleep. The most obvious effect of the stimulant is that it can make it hard for you to fall asleep. Caffeine can delay the timing of your body clock. These effects will reduce your total sleep time. Other drinks to avoid are fizzy drinks and blackcurrant cordials. These drinks can affect you in a slightly different way. They can aggravate the bladder, causing bedwetting during the night. This is due to their high acid content, which can increase the acidity of a person's urine.
Let's put this back.
If you do need a drink before bed, water or an orange cordial are a much better alternative.
Sleep helps you refresh your brain.
Sleep helps you concentrate,
Puts you in a better mood.
improves your memory,
Reduces stress and anxiety.
Increases mental strength
boosts your immune system.
so that you get less sick,
So that you do better at school.
and it gives you energy the following day.
Hi! In this section of the video, we're going to talk about self-care and the importance of a bedtime routine. We've already said that teenagers need at least 9 hours of sleep in a night. Engaging in self-help care is important to our mental health and well-being. A self-care routine has been clinically proven to reduce or eliminate anxiety and depression, reduce stress, improve concentration, minimise frustration and anger, and increase happiness and improve your energy. Once the routine has been established, you will feel more productive, and as sleep increases, your focus, energy and concentration will all get better.
So I'm going to put it in one way, if you don't sleep, you die.
Young people who don't sleep enough feel moody, anxious, stressed and depressed. All these symptoms make it harder to sleep, and it becomes a bad cycle which will start to affect your day-to-day life. Sleep deprivation can affect your school life. Not just getting enough sleep can make it harder to pay attention in school, and it'll have an impact on your schoolwork, exams and friendships. In fact, many mental health disorders first show up in the teen years, and doctors worry that sleep deprivation may bring those conditions on or make them worse. This is why we've made this video. We want to help support young people and tackle the problems that are causing you not to sleep. If you feel you're a person that suffers with restlessness, wound up or you're on edge, you're easily getting tired, you're having difficulty concentrating or your mind going blank, you may be irritable, you might have difficulty controlling feelings of worry, or you're having sleep problems such as a difficulty falling or staying asleep, restlessness or unsatisfyingly sleeping. This could be a sign that you have anxiety. This may be the reason why you're not sleeping well. Anxiety is a feeling of unease, such as worry or fear, that can be mild or severe. Everyone has feelings of anxiety at some point in their life. For example, you may feel worried and anxious about sitting an exam, or having a medical test or a job interview. During times like these, feeling anxious can be perfectly normal, but some people find it hard to control their worries. Their feelings of anxiety are more consistent and often affect their daily life.
I once stayed up for 3.5 days. After the second night, my legs felt like jelly.
One time I stayed up for 4 days and started hallucinating.
Sleep deprivation feeds your anxiety, and anxiety feeds your sleep deprivation, so this can become a vicious circle. Young people often don't speak about their worries because they're afraid that people won't take them seriously. For a teenager experiencing anxiety, it's especially important that no matter how big or small the worry is, to speak to a trusted adult about it. It's important to speak to a trusted adult, whether that's a parent, carer, teacher or a relative. Talk to them about your feelings and have an honest conversation about if this is a sleep issue or an anxiety issue. If you feel this is an anxiety issue, please speak to your GP for further support. You'll need to speak to your parent or carer to book you an appointment with the GP.
What time is it?
I need the toilet.
I'm really hungry.
I need a drink.
There are lots of self-help care things you can do at home that are easy and simple. Some ideas could be mindful colouring, taking a walk while listening to music that is calming to you, taking a bubble bath, using facial masks or painting your nails. Get your homework out of the way. You should do this way before bed. Some other techniques you could do at home are keeping a diary or writing a note every night before bed. Simply writing down your thoughts and feelings to help you understand them more clearly. It can help you gain control of your emotions and improve your mental health.
I like writing before I go to sleep because it helps me relax.
Be more mindful to eat healthy foods such as dairy, fruit and vegetables. Eating all the foods we spoke about in the previous section can help maintain adequate sleep. The NHS recommends that teens do at least 60 minutes of physical activity every day. Most of that should be moderate to vigorous aerobic activity. Aerobic activity is anything that gets your heart going, like biking, dancing or running. Then take a few minutes for some strength training to relax the body and mind. Exercising can be very beneficial to your sleep hygiene and mental health. But remember, no exercising before bed. As we said at the start of the video, having a good bedtime routine will help with sleep anxiety. Creating a routine that winds you down and gets you in the mood for sleep. This can include things like dimming the lights, listening to calming music, and taking a warm bath. TV, computers, and tech devices are not good before bed. Playing on these devices before bed, especially excessive gaming, can decrease sleep quality by lengthening the time it takes to fall asleep. Looking at your phone is not a good idea before bed either. The blue light that shines from your phone screen limits the production of melatonin, and we know how important melatonin is to our sleep. This makes it even more difficult to fall asleep and wake up the next day. But reading is a lot better for you, because it helps to put your consciousness on another plane, which will induce sleep. It helps you move into a fictional world, easing the tension and helping you to relax.
An hour?
It takes me 1 hour to go to sleep. It takes me 5 minutes to go to sleep. 1 second.
About an hour to an hour and a half.
And it takes me about half an hour to get to sleep. 1 hour or 1.5 hours.
It takes me about 10 to 20 minutes to go to sleep.
It takes me 2 to 3 hours.
Don't lie in bed awake. If you're lying in bed for more than 20 minutes and still can't fall asleep, it might be time to try and give yourself a do-over. Completing a sleep-inducing activity, such as reading a book, drawing, writing, or a jigsaw puzzle, can reduce the time it takes to fall asleep. This helps to give you a mental reset when you try and fall asleep again. But please speak to whoever you live with about this and have a conversation with them about why you're doing an activity at night time. Explain to them this is a technique to try and get you to fall asleep quicker, rather than just lying awake all night and feeling tired in the morning. The key for these techniques to work is consistency. Consistent actions create consistent results. The routine that you feel best fits you needs to be carried out every night for it to work.
I would go to bed around 12ish.
1:30.
Probably 12.
7 a.m. the next morning.
I would go to sleep at 1 a.m. I would go to sleep at 1 a.m. I'd go to sleep at 12. I'll go to sleep at 1 o'clock morning.
We understand that your routine might change on the odd occasion, such as sleepovers and family events. That's okay. But it's only okay if you have an overall good sleep practice. The best practice, if this does happen, is for the event not to be on a school night, and still be mindful of what you are eating and drinking, as this could affect your sleep. But the most important thing of all is to go back to your normal routine as soon as possible.
I hope that you found this video useful and it's made you more aware of how important sleep hygiene is to your development and well-being. We've said all through the video that lots of things can affect your sleep and prevent you from getting a good quality sleep. If you do have any concerns, please speak to a trusted adult, such as your parents, carer, teacher or a relative, about getting the right support for you. You may need to speak to your GP if there are any underlying health issues with your sleep hygiene. Rotherham Council's Early Help service do offer a sleep tight programme locally for families to gain more support and advice. Please visit the Rotherham Council website for more information about the referral process. If you live outside of Rotherham, please visit your local council website for support and advice for families and young people.
There are lots of websites regarding support for sleep. Here are some well-known, trusted and free websites that are giving the right advice. The NHS, www.nhs.uk. The NHS website for England is the UK's biggest health website that you can look at for more support. Always reliable and trusting, it contains a wealth of information on how to lead a healthy life, including sleeping well. Sleep Charity, www.sleepcharity.org.uk. A national award-winning charity empowering the nation to sleep better. It offers lots of advice and practical tips to improve your sleep and is based in Sheffield. Mind, www.mind.org.uk. Explains sleep and mental health, gives practical suggestions and information about where to get support. Scope, www.scope.org.uk. Scope is a free online and telephone support service that helps parents and carers of disabled children to improve their child's sleep. Kooth.com. Kooth is a free digital counselling and support service for children and young people. The Kooth platform offers a safe and confidential means for children and young people to access online support from a team of fully trained and qualified counsellors and emotional well-being practitioners. Those using the service will be able to receive one-on-one anonymous counselling sessions 365 days a year. Sessions run from midday to 10 p.m. on weekdays and from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at weekends. They can be booked in advance or accessed as a drop-in instant text-based chat.
Thank you for watching from all Early Help at Rotherham Council.
Good night.
My name's Abdul. I hope you enjoyed our film.
My name's Lexi, thanks for watching.
I'm Evan. Have a great day.
I'm Mitchell. Have a good night's sleep.
In my family, my dog snores the loudest.
In my family, my gran snores the loudest.
Energy drinks are full of caffeine and they'll keep you up at night.
I like to nap on the way back from church.